Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to speak today on behalf of IBM. I want to say it's great to be here. Met some wonderful, smart, very smart people already. Young, promising careers, promising entrepreneurs. It's very good to see. Today, I want to talk a little bit about IBM's initiative that was launched maybe about 5 years ago now. It's called, we refer to it as Smarter Planet. Smarter Planet talks about how we can utilize the technology, utilize the assets that we have in place today to not only achieve linear, siloed goals, but to achieve horizontal integration, to achieve smarter use of information, smarter use of intelligence, smarter use of data. It's represented largely in the following statement. The world is now smaller and the world is now flatter. What I mean by that, it really manifests itself in a couple of ways. It talks about the reality of the world in which we live today. We have seen the effects of a globally integrated world. Some more recently in the form of the recession, in the form of the slowdowns that we've seen, in the form of the setbacks that we've seen in North America and in Europe primarily. It's also had tremendous effect in Asia and in emerging markets. We've seen where credit markets have frozen. Greece can tell you a lot about that. Economic downturns, future is of uncertainty. A number of areas, slowing superpowers and emerging economies. So we've seen a slowdown of the USA in a lot of ways, and we have seen the strengthening and the influence of China, of the BRIC nations, for example. It does show how each turn that happens in our global economy affects the other. The world is absolutely connected. It's connected economically, socially, and technologically. Opportunities exist in the area of energy savings. We have seen where utility networks, I can talk about JPS here in Jamaica, but we'll talk more about what's been happening in some of the states in North America, for example. Homeowners have been able to cut energy costs up to 10%. This is one of the areas, because the energy area is such a embedded old infrastructure type of industry, we've seen challenges that are not as large in terms of the problem resolutions as we see in other industries, but we're seeing some benefits even at 10%. Not so easy in the utilities and energy space, but we'll see more, and I'll show some examples as well. Less traffic. This is one of the really early successes of the Smarter Planet initiative that IBM is proud to talk about. One of our examples I've given here is in Stockholm in Sweden, so I'll talk about examples globally, right? Where Stockholm has seen traffic cut by 20%, a lot more people, 40,000 people additionally using public transportations. And a lot of this is based on understanding logistics, understanding how people move, understanding where the centers of the urban centers are, where the concentration of businesses are, and so forth. This is, and you'll see later as I step through some of these slides, based on information being fed up by transmitters. Transmitters of various forms that talk to how instrumented the world has become. 90% in loss in cost of therapy. You can see for yourself some examples there. 4 billion mobile phone subscribers worldwide. More than that now. The Internet of Things, we talk about cars, appliances, smart refrigerators, smart television, smart everything. A lot of things are driving our transmitting information, transmitting data that we're able to convert to information, that we're able to convert to intelligence. And that's what we're emphasizing that we should use to make this reality of a smarter planet continue and continue to become more relevant to each and every one of us. In the area of intelligence, we're talking about every day, 15 petabytes, past terabytes, past all that now. This is 8 times more information than in all the US libraries, for example. An average company with 1,000 employees spends approximately $5.3 million US a year to find information that's on their own servers. That's on their own servers, not elsewhere. And we'll talk more about some of the drivers that are key to this kind of data explosion. This is what we refer to as big data. I'll get into that a lot more later. But we've seen where information is becoming exponentially available to us on a daily basis. And this is what we're encouraging the world to use to make us smarter. Not just have the assets there, but to actually think and utilize systems and utilize practices to convert this data to information, information to intelligence, intelligence to making us globally smarter. British Airways uses mobile devices, check-in, and other self-service technologies to help facilitate trouble-free travel experience for safety. We would like to be more safe here in Jamaica. We understand the implications of crime and crime detection and household safety, commercial enterprise safety. We have to begin to use our intelligence a lot more to our own real-life benefits. Smarter Planets enables organizations to solve problems before the problems happen. So predictive analytics, being able to extrapolate based on intelligence, based on sophisticated analytics to help us enhance our lives, to predict what's going to come next, predictive modeling. These are some of the things that we hear of in some siloed industries. Some siloed aerospace technological area, some deep research in NASA, in different areas, but we can actually employ these knowledge and knowledge bases to make our lives smarter, even as individuals. So to realize the true potential of Smarter Planet, organizations need to do 3 basic things. 3 basic things. Focus on value. Exploit opportunities when you see them. Exploit opportunities by predicting when opportunities will come. And acting with speed. But not only acting with speed with the right responses. That's when you're really getting smarter. That's when you're really applying your intelligence. I live here in Jamaica. We've all been asked to do more with less. We know how that is. We know it's a reality we live with. We have to focus, businesses are focusing more on core areas of functionality. Outsourcing has been an approach for a long time, but being able to drill down through business intelligence, analytics, using real smart analytic tools to understand where the lucrative initiatives are. Those are some of the things that we need to do more of as for a smarter planet, smarter existence. A number of areas here, exploiting opportunities. One of the things that I'd like to talk about here is how we can use smarter approach to business to disrupt weak competitors. This is purely raw commercial initiatives I'm talking about now. You are in a place where market space is limited. You have to, it's not growing. It's not growing. How do you capture more of a marketplace? You have to be able to understand your market surroundings, understand your competitive environment, and be able to topple a weak competitor when they're vulnerable. I don't mean to sound like that, but that's how it is. Acquisitions. If you don't topple them, then you buy them. You can, when is the right time to buy? A lot of financiers have been using distressed debt strategy to acquire companies. We've seen that a lot here, especially in the 90s. I'm not going to call the name of the organization, but acquisitions through this sort of intelligence and analytics is great. So we can talk more about that. Acting with speed, being able to clearly communicate, simplify your goals, etc. You'll see more when you have a chance to read through each example. At the base of a lot of that smarter planet activity is data. And now I'm going to talk about the role of specifically big data in a smarter planet model. What do I mean by that? I believe that data is the new oil. How do you differentiate yourself one from the other? How do you leverage what you already have to make yourself more relevant? What do I mean by that? You have a small organization, you know, some of these budding companies have an insurance arm, they have a remittance arm, bank, brokerage business, etc. But one arm of the business doesn't know what the other is doing. I don't know who is my remittance customer versus who is my, you know, who is my customer with the largest deposit on hand. I haven't been able to connect them. I don't have a single view of the customer, that golden copy of data that we refer to as master data. These are some of the things that companies are beginning to realize is the new oil that's going to absolutely fuel their growth. Using what you already have, leveraging that to make you more intelligent so I can grow the share of wallet of each of my customers. I have a customer today, she's an insurance customer, but she's not holding her brokerage account with me. She's not doing her FX transactions or remittance transactions with me, her retail grocery shopping. I don't know. I need to be able to pull all that together so I can say, you know, Mrs. Brown, I noticed you were here before. I'd like to offer you this as a result of that. I can connect things and not only grow my loyalty and retention, but grow my share of wallet. The next time she's going to purchase an insurance policy for her son, I can make her an offer before it gets to the time, before somebody already grabs her.